Hi everybody. It's really important that we look after our well-being, our mental health. Now, worldwide, there are people that are suffering with an illness, and mental illness affects our day-to-day living in different ways, making it very difficult for our day-to-day living and to manage. And it can be as well a struggle, like with a mental illness. Now, there's a lot of bad press and stigma with a mental illness. Many people, as well, or some, I would say some people, have self-harmed because of their illness. Even took their own lives, like suicide because of it. Now, there's like I said, the bad press and stigma around a mental illness. You know, someone goes out and may commit a crime, an act of crime or violence. Sometimes, only sometimes, that person or persons may be suffering with an illness, and it's not all the time, because people have gone out and committed crimes, acts of crimes, and it's led to believe that they don't even suffer with an illness. So we shouldn't be too quick to judge with those that have done that and have suffered with an illness. Not all people that are suffering with a mental illness goes out and does that, but because of that, the bad press, the stigma makes it to believe that's what those who are suffering goes out and does, and that's not true. A lot of people that are suffering with an illness, they are the victims and not the perpetrators. They would rather harm themselves, like I said, like self-harm and taking their own lives rather than hurt other people. So that's where the awareness should be with a mental illness. Some people that are suffering, they may think that, try to hide it and try and cope with it themselves. To all those that are in that situation, don't be too proud. There is help out there, and sometimes by trying to do it yourself, it's too much out of our control. And with the right treatment there, it can be maintained, and you can get that proper support, that proper treatment to maintain it and enable you to live that normal life, enable you to cope with it a lot easier. So it's not so much of a struggle, for all those out there. And even like the families of those close ones that are suffering, they should have support as well around it, so then they can have a better understanding of it to enable those that are their close ones that may be suffering with an illness, so they can give them that proper support as well, because that's what it needs. An illness, like someone that is suffering, it needs to be treated properly with the proper treatment and support. Nobody in this day and age should have to suffer alone, suffer in silence, just because a mental illness is something that you can't see, that is invisible. It doesn't mean to say people have to suffer in silence and suffer alone. So we should be bringing awareness to that and more understanding and acknowledgement, giving people hope rather than all the stigma. We should be putting away from that. It's not all bad with a mental illness. You can go on to recovery. you can live a normal life with a mental illness. So that's what we should be doing, is keeping that conversation going for that. You know, like I said, it's worldwide people suffering out there. You know, in this day and age, there should be more understanding around it and more acknowledgement. You know, we have the Mental Health Awareness Month in May. That's just May. People are suffering every day of the week, every year, every month, not just 1 month. So we should be keeping, like I said, we should be keeping that conversation going and being a bit more kinder around it. And like acknowledgement, like I said, acknowledgement and being a bit more supportive around it. You know, stigma, like I said, stigma is a bad place, is a dark place. We should be bringing light to around a mental illness, not darkness. You know, because there is light at the end of the tunnel for those who are suffering with a mental illness. You know, you can get your ups and downs, but you can overcome those lows. You may get your highs and lows, but it will eventually balance out and you can live that normal life. So it's up to everybody else as well. There's no shame in a mental illness, you know. So we should be standing together and bringing hope around it. And a bit more, like I said, understanding, changing that darkness to kindness and hope. Giving those people hope, because that's all they need is hope. So just keeping that conversation going with it. So like I said, anybody out there that is suffering, just don't be too proud not to, you know, just ask for that help. That help is there. There are people out there that can help, like doctors. Talk to your family. Don't hold back, because you can only hold back for so long. You can only keep them emotions in for so long, and they need to be outletted at some point. Do it, you know, doing it the right way and getting that treatment. You can do it. There is hope. So to everybody, you know, I just wanted to do this video because there's too much suffering going on, and it needs, you know, with people suffering in silence. And it needs to come to an end, all this stigma. You know, be kind, be caring, and more supportive. I hope this video will be of some help to somebody. I hope you liked watching the video. Please share this video, because it is very important. Our mental health, you know, mental illness is very important. Each one that is suffering with an illness is a person, and that person has a family as well, that they're maybe trying to support that person as well. So take care. All anybody can do with it is do your best. Be kind to one another and give us a like.